I hate working. I don't know about you, but the worst thing for me is the idea that I'm giving 5 of my 7 days a week to work for someone else, for almost minimum wage, while death looms nearer and nearer. If you are like me, then there's a strong chance you haven't attended every single day, and you've used at least one reason to avoid it. I thought I'd share my knowledge and expertise, and this is what I think are the top 10 best excuses to avoid work.
These videos are about my opinion. If you don't like it, then don't watch it.
At number 10, food poisoning. This is used mainly because it's a sudden thing. If you genuinely have got food poisoning the night before, unlucky. But for us liars, it's a perfect excuse, as the day before it requires no setup. You can leave just like normal and say you had a nasty meal after work, and now, oh dear, you have food poisoning. If you're a talented liar and you already know you don't want to work the next day, you could actually say the day before that you're going to dinner at some Chinese buffet or having a curry at this new place. No, that's not racist, but let's be honest, it makes the lie a bit more valid. Number 9. Lost keys. Now, this is really a one-token excuse. You can't constantly say you've lost your keys because your boss is going to catch on, but it can be good for a one-off. If you've genuinely lost them, unlucky, find them and go to work. But if you're a liar, then you're going to have to wake up at a normal time. Wait maybe half an hour after you normally leave and message your boss saying you've lost your keys and you need them for your car. This will buy you maybe 2-3 hours, and by then you're going to have to say that you can't find them. If you want to buy another hour, say that you're going to go to the key cutters. But it's quite hard to avoid a whole day, so use this one wisely. Number 8. Migraine. Migraines can be terrible. If you are a sufferer, unlucky. However, this can be used to your advantage if you're here to lie. If early on in your career you've explained you suffer from migraines, then you have a one-way ticket to a semi-regular absence. Lay it on thick. Explain how debilitating it is for you, and when you really need a day, say you've got one. Your boss will understand, and you'll get a whole day off. And of course, when you return, say it's still there, and then you can take a few little breaks off at work because the computer screen is hurting your eyes. Number 7. Didn't realise you were working. If you genuinely didn't realise, you're a muppet. Unlucky, go to work. But if you want to lie, then here's how you can do it. This works best when you have shift work. If you work a regular Monday to Friday 9 till 5, you can't really use this one. Wake up whenever you want. Make sure your phone's on silent as if it was just a normal day, and when you do eventually look at your phone to see your boss going nuts, then say you quite simply didn't know you had a shift today. Explain how you've already made prior arrangements, or you have an appointment or something and you can't cancel, and how you're going to make it up to them another day. It'll work most of the times, or in some cases, if you've got a tough boss, they're going to tell you how much they need you, and you may have to go in for half of the day. Or you might get fired because they think you don't give a shit about work. Either way, you've got some time off. Number 6. Woke up late. Quite simply, if you need a morning off to do something personal, then waking up late is a good one. Say your alarm didn't go off, you could save a few hours, but you are going to have to eventually go into work. You can't use this one too much because your boss is going to think you're unreliable, but it's a little one you can chuck in maybe once a year if you're hungover and need a few hours. Number 5. Your pet is sick. If your poor doggo is sick, then take him to the vet and take care of your boy. But if you want to be a liar, you're still going to require a pet. Now, if you do have one, then you no doubt have told all your co-workers and even shown them the cute little pictures. This is great, as they can understand if once in a while your pet gets sick. You obviously can't leave them at home alone, and they do need to go to the vet. Say your appointment's kind of late, and you're worried about it, so you need to go with them. To drag this out, say they're doing some checks, and you need to stay with him. The better you do this, you might even be able to get away with the whole day. Number 4. Car has broken down. Most people's cars break from time to time, and most people drive. Let them know at a normal time to leave work and say you're going to try and fix it yourself. That'll buy at least an hour. Then when it still doesn't work, say you've called a breakdown service to come and help. Now, breakdown services are known for taking forever, so you have just bought yourself another few hours, my friend. You'll probably have to go in the afternoon when your car miraculously gets fixed, but it will buy you enough recovery time in the morning to relax and have a nice coffee. Number 3. Personal appointment. This one requires some setup if you're going to use it as a lie. It's probably best when you know you have an event coming up in which you know you're going to need a rest day to recover. In advance, say to your work that you have an appointment with the doctor or the hospital. If they ask what for, come up with something which sounds pretty rough or say, "I'd rather not talk about it." This conveys the same message. A perfect time to say is probably around 11 or 12, because there's no point going to work for 1 or 2 hours before, and you can save a few after. Even better is if you say you have a dentist appointment. Lay it on thick about how the procedure was, talk with a lisp and say your face is numb. Take the rest of the day off and go in tomorrow. Number 2. Family emergency. These happen, and if this happens to you, that's very unfortunate. I hope everything's okay. But if you are a stone cold liar, then this is a great excuse. Typically, you're probably better off saying there's something wrong with a grandparent or a child, even if you haven't got any, because people are sympathetic to the old and the young, and we all know that they're susceptible to problems. So they will understand if you need to take them to the hospital, and you can get away with the whole day easy. If you are a hardcore ruthless bastard, you could say someone died. You could probably get a couple days off or even a week. But you wouldn't want to tempt the hands of fate with this one, so probably best not to do that. And finally, number 1. I'm sick. We can all empathise with the sickness because at some point we have gone through it. It's the number 1 most used excuse worldwide, whether for truthful reasons or not. Anyway, as this is mine and most people's go-to, here's how you do it so that it works every time. An optional task is to act like you have a funny belly a few hours before you complete the previous day. This will help. But for the day of avoidance, about the time you're supposed to start, send your boss a text saying you feel really unwell, you've barely slept and you're being sick, out of both ends. If you don't think this is going to fly, alternatively you can call and pretend to be sick. But this is risky because they may be able to read straight through your fake voice and pathetic cough. A personal tip to seal the deal is to say, "Hopefully I feel better by lunch. If I do, I'll come in." Now you're obviously not going to, but this will give them a false sense of security that you actually care about work and are actually going to try and make it. Obviously at 1 PM you say, "I'm sorry, it's not got any better. Hopefully this sorts itself out overnight." Bang, 1 day off. And all it took was a couple texts. If you're feeling lucky, you could take another. Well, that's it. Use these wisely. I wouldn't advise using it all the time, and if you get fired, that is not my fault. I definitely don't advise being a liar, but if you're gonna be a smart one. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I upload each week and I'm a nice guy just trying to catch a break on YouTube. If not, then whatever. I'll get over it.